Hola, hola! Welcome back to my channel. My name's Edith. I'm with Earth Crystals con Amor. And today I have a pick a card from you for you. What messages does your higher self, future version of you have for you? What do you need to hear right now? What does she need from you? He or she, however you identify. I have three options I'm going to be connecting with today. Option number one is going to be our key. Option number two is going to be our selenite stick. And last but not least, option number three, it's going to be the lizard. So I invite you, connect with your intuition, see what option calls you, 1, 2, or 3. You can pick more than one. Trust your intuition. Allow yourself to receive the messages that are meant for you. Please remember, this is a general reading. Not everything I say will resonate, but I do trust. I do know that your intuition led you here for a reason. You're ready to receive the messages that are meant for you. Allow yourself to receive. That future version of us, she comes in when we're needing a little bit of a picker-upper. She comes in, he or she comes in to remind us, hey, you have a future ahead. Don't sleep on yourself. For many of you right now, you're going through transitions in your life where you can't seem to see the end of the tunnel. And I feel like this future version of you is showing up and saying, hey, right now, what you need to hear from me, what I need to advise you, what I need support with is just showing up. You might not know how to show up for yourself at times because you were taught just how to show up for others, that you forgot, wait, I have to show up for myself as well. I feel like right now for many of you, your higher self is also coming here to show up and say it's okay to ask for support. Sometimes you forget that self-love is the best love. You want to save everybody, that you forget that you need to be saved as well, but not by anybody else, but by yourself. Many of you are in this period of your life right now where you're just needing to show up. This is a period of growth. And for each one of you, it's going to be different. What are you holding on to that's no longer serving you? Your higher self is that future version. She's lived all these versions with you. And this future self is here to show up and say, hey, we said we were going to do things different. Let's trust ourselves. Many of you, you've been running away from that healing that we need to do. That deep healing. And I know we all go through our periods. Sometimes we get comfortable. But as I'm connecting with that future version of you, this version of you is saying, hey, remember, past lives, you've allowed other people to live for you. Not anymore. We're going to live for ourselves. We're going to trust ourselves. Your higher self is also here to say, I know this is a hard journey. But I also know that you've worked very hard to be where you are today. And we're not going to look back. For many of you, I feel like your higher self is just coming to give you a hug and say, I assure you, everything's going to get better. I know you don't see that right now. I know you don't feel that right now. But everything is how it needs to be. For many of you, you're going through this period of really shedding a version of you that just no longer serves you. And it's hard, but not impossible. I'm gonna, oh, this one jumped here. I'm gonna end here, and then timestamps will be down below. Please remember, these are general. Whatever is meant for you, it's only meant for you. Trust your intuition. Allow yourself to receive the messages. Oh. All right. Let me start by setting the intention right over here. Put option over here, option number 2 over here, and option 3 here. And let's get started. All right, option number 1, the key. What does your higher self, that future version, want to tell you? Definitely right away connecting with the energy of this key. It's an ancient key. It's an old key. So this key, this higher self is coming here to say, you know why you chose this option? Because you're in control. Stop waiting for others to come save you. Stop waiting for others to come tell you what direction you should take. For many of you, I feel like in your lineage, in the story of your past lives, your loved ones, there's been a lot of deep healing, especially with men. And most likely that's a journey that you're going through right now of healing those fears, of trusting. This is definitely coming up for somebody, so please take it if it resonates. I do want to remind you, these readings are general. So meaning not everything I say is going to resonate, because I set the intention and I pick up on the energy of many of my loved ones that come through to give you the guidance. The messages that are for you, right away, they're going to click. And if they're not for you. Don't try to make it fit. If you want to connect with me on a more personal level, I do offer private readings via Zoom or also recorded. And you can find that all out in my website, earthcrystalsconamor.com. You can also email me for private healing sessions. But thank you for the energy exchange. Now, option number 1, you're going through a period of your life right now where your higher self is saying you feel lost. You feel confused. There's a lot of fog happening in your life right now. I feel like the last month for you, the month of August, we're about to end the month of August. The month of August was very hard for you emotionally. And most likely right now, you're still feeling it. Honor it. Honor it. Honor those emotions. Honor those feelings. Get outside. Breathe. I feel like it's very hard for you to take a break. It's very hard for you to admit to yourself, to others, I'm overwhelmed. Channel. You are a channel through which healing energy reaches the world. You've been a healer in many lifetimes. I connect with past lives, and I can tell as I'm connecting like this, you've been a healer in many lifetimes. And we heal in many different ways. For many of you, the healer that you've been, you've helped people, a community. So you've reincarnated with this energy of, I'm going to love, I'm going to show up for people. But I feel like you've been learning how to set boundaries. And if not, you're needing to hear this because your higher self is saying, what I need from you right now, what you need to hear right now, so we can continue in this journey, we need to start saying no to people and saying more yes to ourselves. Support is all around you. You're not alone. I feel like in the physical realm, there has been a lot of karmic healing, especially with your family. So you've had to walk away. And if not right now, you're in a period where you're wanting to walk away from family because it's been so overwhelming. Intuition, don't doubt your intuition. You're ready for more, to live life. Sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. I feel like you're hard on yourself because of people that have left. Change and health. I will honor the physical vessel that enriches my soul. For many of you, this is your mental health. As soon as I picked up the energy of this card, it's like I started to feel overwhelmed. And sometimes it's hard for you to honor. I'm feeling like this. But your health is important. I feel like for many of you, the reason why your higher self is showing up is because you only know how to go, go, go. You forget, wait a minute. Today I'm just not feeling it. I need to really take a break. But it's hard for me to take a break. It's like I feel like your guides are saying it's not a weakness to ask for help. This change card. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Your higher self is here to say, you are where you need to be right now. You're ready for more. There's no doubt about that. But you know what you're ready for? For a different scenery. Many of you, your higher self is definitely letting you know there's a change in locations. With your home. Something about your day-to-day. For many of you, that might be your career, and you're holding on to something that just doesn't serve you. Keys represent doors. They open many things, but mainly doors. And I feel like you are in a chapter in your life where you need to open more doors. Look at how beautiful the smoke is smoking. I connect with the energy of the fire as well. And definitely the way that the smoke is burning for option number 1. There's a lot of doubt, a lot of fear. You're holding on to things out of this mentality of scarcity, this mentality, I'm not going to have anything. What if it leaves me? All right, those 2 cards are jumping out. Option number 1, calmness and love. The inner divine is the witness of all, remaining still and quiet during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear Lord. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember. I am self. I am love. This little version of you. I keep connecting with the 9 and 10-year-old version of you. When was the last time you checked in with him or her and said, I love you? If I haven't said this in a very long time, I really love you. I see you. Look how far you've come. Your higher self is also here to remind you. This change, this period of growth, guess what? Nobody's responsible but you now. The adults that didn't know how to play adults in your childhood, they're not responsible anymore. They're not allowed to speak for you. You can speak up for yourself now. There's some type of change in your life right now where you're ready to say goodbye to it. And your higher self is here to remind you, even though this is hard, it won't be impossible. Many of you, the next 6 to 8 months, you're definitely going through some type of transition that I feel, to be honest, you already feel, so don't doubt it. Your higher self is that future version of you. She's ahead. She's ahead of us. One of the things she's saying is like, don't let other people live for you anymore. Don't let your thoughts get so much of you that you're forgetting that you have options, that you have a future, that you're allowed to move forward. When was the last time you sat down and really told yourself, I love myself? There's a lot of energy of your higher self saying we got to start treating ourselves different, the way we speak to ourselves, the way we love ourselves. I'm also connecting with like a future version of you that keeps saying, don't worry, that didn't happen because it wasn't meant to be. Feel like you're questioning something, someone, could even be in your love life. I keep seeing the number 16, a person, something important in your life is represented by number 16. But there's something that you're questioning and you're thinking, what if? And your guides are saying, what if? Many things. If you connect with the energy of Archangel Michael, I keep feeling him as well. And he is here to remind you, even though this feels like so many people are leaving us and we're letting go, you're where you need to be. I'm helping your higher self find her path. I'm helping your higher self believe in herself. So I need you to show up. I need you to hold my hand and continue in this journey. We're not lost. There's just been a couple detours. I'm going to end your reading with an affirmation card. Definitely one of the things your higher self is here to say is believe in yourself. We got to keep going. I know right now it's hard, but it's not going to be impossible. Forgive yourself for those relationships that have ended. And remind yourself, when something ends, something begins. And if right now you're going through the period with something ended, let's feel it. Don't run from your emotions. You don't want to walk around with that heartache, that tension, because it will eventually come out. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Yes. Believe in yourself. Believe in the vision that you have. Stop allowing others to live for you. It's time for you to make decisions for your own life. Option number 1, thank you for the energy exchange. Blessings. Option number 2, my selenite option. Messages from your higher self, that future version of you. This is the only option that has a crystal in the options. Selenite is a self-cleansing crystal. It's very protective. It also helps us connect with the spirit realm, our guides, angels, ancestors. This is a stone that helps us with finding also clarity in our life. Definitely a big message I feel from your higher self. She's saying, hey, I need you to show up right now. Hey, I need us to check in with ourselves. I feel like life has been just on a rush lately. And you've been getting in this rut where you just go, work. There's nothing wrong with being in the hustle and achieving and manifesting. But you have to check in with yourself and really ask yourself, like, how do I feel? Your higher self keeps saying, It's okay to slow down. Many of you right now, you're in a period in your life where you're in denial about something, because my guides keep saying, tell them, this is the reality. This is what's happening in their life. I keep connecting with the crystal clear quartz. Many of you might be working with it. It's definitely a powerful crystal to work with. Clear quartz is a master healer. It helps us with going deep, healing, forgiveness. Many of you, your higher self is saying, hey, healing is a journey. Be kind with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Clear quartz is definitely a stone that comes into our life when we're needing to break those patterns, those habits that just don't align with us anymore. Option number 2, meditation. Take a moment to connect to source through quiet reflection. When was the last time you really checked in with yourself? And a lot of people that I know, meditation is very hard. Maybe it's easier for you to meditate when somebody guides you. Maybe it's just not something for you. Maybe journaling. The point is, check in with yourself. Your higher self is feeling that you're very tired, very overwhelmed, but yet you feel guilty. And because you're such a provider, sometimes you just know how to go, go, and go. If you have children, I keep connecting with just being responsible for others. And there's nothing wrong with that. We chose that, yes. Our children chose us. We chose them. But it's okay to take a break. And it's okay to say, you know what, I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. For many of you, I feel like it's time to really take a break and celebrate yourself. Success expands in your life. Look at the door opening up. I feel like for many of you that feel like you've been waiting on an opportunity or something to happen, it's going to happen. I don't know. I keep connecting with the energy also of Joshua Tree. So I don't know if you've been wanting to go to Joshua Tree, you're going to go. Regardless, the energy of Joshua Tree, it always reminds me of transformation, ascension. It's a very high vibrational place. You're going through a deep transformation, or you're about to, and your higher self is just here to check in. Hey, we need to keep going. We need to change those habits. Please remember, these readings are general. I forgot to say this at the beginning. I do pick up on the energy of many of my loved ones that showed up. But if you are interested in something more private, you can definitely book a reading only through my website at earthcrystalsconamor.com. You can also email me if you're interested in private sessions, Reiki sessions, healing sessions at earthcrystalsconamor@gmail.com. But let's continue. Take a moment. Oh, I love this. Your guides are speaking loud and clear. Stop. Now is not the time to rush into the decision you're about to make. Before this important decision is made, take a moment to pause and quiet your mind so that you can ask your soul for guidance before you act or move forward. There's a period of reflection right now. Your higher self is saying, hey, there's an opportunity that's about to open up for us. Let's take it. Let's not be scared. Many of you in the last 6 months, there's been a lot of error and trial. Trying things didn't work out. Okay. I don't know why this is coming up. Also for somebody, fertility, if you're trying to have a child, I feel like your higher self is saying, let's give it a little bit more time. If you're in that relationship where your partner or you're asking for that. It's like, I feel that right now we need to make space for that child, for more, for expansion in our life. A year from now, for many of you, I feel like if it is fertility or a big project that you keep wondering, when is it going to happen? Your guides are saying it's not happening yet. But let's keep our mind open. Within the next year, many things can happen. Humility. I love that for you guys. Look at the owl totem. Invite help. I feel like your guides are also saying, and your ancestors, it's okay to call upon us. Love and fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Look, love is coming up. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Sometimes you have a hard time with letting people in. I feel like your higher self is coming through to say, hey, I know it's hard for you sometimes, but let's not give up. I know sometimes you think people are out to get you, but they're not. There's a lot of emotions I feel like you have a hard time with honoring at times. And I feel like for many of you, you grew up in a household where you weren't very supported. So now your higher self is saying, hey, now we're safe. Now we can do these things ourselves. we can truly show up. The owl totem animal is all about our intuition. My right ear keeps buzzing. So I feel like for many of you, it's like your ancestors saying, pay attention to the signs that we send you and stop doubting us. Many of you, you've been wanting to connect deeper with your ancestors. Set them an altar. Do some research. Get some pictures. Start to learn. For many of you, I feel like within the next year, you're also planning a trip to go visit family, something about your culture. That's right. Everything is possible. Determination. Don't be afraid of the rising tide. It will soon recede. Keep going. Your higher self is saying, if you stay focused, guess what? Everything is going to happen for you. And remember, as many things that are not working out right now, it's just not meant for you. Your higher self is here to remind you, you're not going to let other people live for you. You're not going to repeat the same patterns as your parents. There's something coming out with parents. I feel like mother and daughter. I was going to say mother and father, but mother and daughter came out. So I'm going to go with that. Mother and daughter. I feel like for many of you, you're repeating a lot of the same cycles your mom did. Whether you got to meet her in this lifetime or not. Whether you have a relationship with her or not. It's like my guides are saying that people pleaser. You don't want to become that. Doubting your intuition. Bottom of the deck, chance. Allow the sea to wash its chest of wonders ashore. You never know what the tide may bring. Give yourself the opportunity to believe. Give yourself the opportunity to trust. At times you doubt yourself so much that you don't even allow yourself to be present. In your love life, if you're questioning somebody, when was the last time you really showed up for yourself? I'm going to shuffle a love card because I feel like love energy is coming up. For many of you, your higher self is saying you can't love somebody that doesn't love themselves. You can't show up for somebody that doesn't know how to show up for themselves. For your love life, what message do your guides and higher self has for you? Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you. Stop holding on to things that don't serve you anymore. The other card, worth waiting for. I feel like your guides are saying you don't need to rush into a relationship. The person that is meant to be in your life, they will be there. Your higher self is also here to say, hey, you've worked very hard on yourself and you're continuing to work hard on yourself. Don't settle. Check in with yourself and really ask yourself, am I doing this for myself or to make other people happy? I keep seeing the number 22. Maybe that identifies you. Has some type of connection. Your ancestors. I feel like a lot of the messages your ancestors are giving you today is also to say you're not alone. Don't let fear hold you back. Your higher self is here also to remind you. You're very driven. Many of you have a career that is in leadership, that you help others. But don't let that take over you, that sometimes you can't even show up. All right, option number 2. I'm going to pick an affirmation card from your higher self. Ooh. I feel like a lot of your spirit animals are animals because a lot of animals came out in your reading. So pay attention when you go outdoors. Here are some butterflies. Let's see what else. I remember seeing the owl. Yeah, and even as I'm connecting with you, I keep seeing a lot of animals flying around you. There's definitely an animal that has wings. The universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately toward the highest good. And look at the little bird hanging in the very thinnest branch, but he's not falling. The bird is red, all about passion, love. The love card came out, not just to love others, but to love yourself. Your higher self is saying, hey, I know things are not going how we planned or how we thought, but that doesn't mean we can't get there. You tend to worry a lot about what others might think, how others will perceive you. And your higher self is here to say, we're not gonna live for them. We're not gonna let them tell us what to do. For many of you that you are apart from your parents. Sometimes you can only do so much. Many times, you're not meant to heal them. You were the child here, and you're not responsible for their irresponsibilities, for them not knowing how to show up. For many of you, your higher self is just here to say, hey, I know it's hard right now, but I'm also here to remind you, you're loved, you're seen. A lot of your women ancestors are guiding you, because I keep seeing a lot of women standing next to you. All right, option number 2. Thank you for the energy exchange. Blessings. All right. Last but not least, option number 3. I just burned myself with the incense. There's a lot of ashes. All right, option number 3. I feel like your higher self is coming in already really strong. You picked the lizard, my only animal, as an option. Lizards represent the energy of renewal, fearless, change in our life. It also reminds us to pay attention to our own intuition, our own thoughts. It is an animal that helps us and reminds us to dream big, to do more. For many of you, I feel like you have a new spirit animal that started connecting with you and is guiding you in a new phase. I also do private readings where I guide you of who are your spirit animals that are guiding you. So if you're interested, you can definitely book a reading through my website at earthcrystalsconamor.com. But regardless, for many of you, I definitely feel that you have a new spirit animal that started to guide you. And your higher self connects through that animal. So pay attention in your dreams when you go outside and see what animal is guiding you. I love lizards. I have them. They come out a lot in my backyard. And they're actually very free-spirited little animals. But let's see. Earth guided. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. Many of you, I feel like you connect more with yourself, or your higher self comes through a lot outside on Mother Earth. So I feel like that is your sign also. Don't be outdoors so much. Go outdoors. Trust there's a divine plan. Your higher self, as soon as I turned around the card, the first thing I felt was, why are you doubting? Why are you doubting? Well, you believe, you become. I feel like a big message behind that too is, let's speak more positively to ourselves. Let's not be so hard on ourselves that we forget to be kind, to be loving. Through gratitude, joy expands. Literally what we were just saying. I know we're not where we want to be, your higher self is saying, but that doesn't mean we're not getting there. Some of you might be wanting to go to school, or you're going to start to go to school, because I see some type of expansion in your knowledge. And school doesn't only have to be in a school setting. You can learn online. You can buy a program. Stay connected. Your ancestors saying, don't doubt that we're guiding you. I feel like your higher self also lately has been coming up to remind you, this is not the end for you. You've come too far to give up. Many of you, you're in a period right now where you're just going and going and you don't know where it's leading you. But if you're being honest with yourself, your higher self is saying, ask them, where were they a year ago? What battles were they fighting? Are they still fighting them? And if they are, ask them, why are you fighting those battles? It's time to focus on what you want. I keep seeing butterflies fly. For many of you, that's your spirit animal. Romance, love life. Are you questioning somebody's intentions? Your higher self is saying, you don't chase love, you attract. So the people that are meant to be in your journey, they're going to stay. Stop wasting so much energy, your higher self is saying, on others that are clearly living life and continuing their journey. Words speak louder than actions. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And love is coming up for you guys. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. Nobody can come here to save you. Your higher self is saying, forgive yourself for staying in those relationships. And if it's time to move forward, it's time to move forward. Definitely a big message that I feel from your higher self in this reading is saying, you can't stay stuck. You have a very hard time at times trusting the unknown. And I know that's easier said than done. But your higher self is coming in the reading for a reason. You picked the lizard, that spirit animal that empowers you of renewal. It's an animal that's very fearless. And I feel like you can call upon that spirit animal as well to embrace their energy. They remind us to pay attention to our own perceptions and intuition. And I feel like your higher self is saying, we got to trust your intuition more. Eva. And to the moon and back. I love this deck. I feel like it's always it reminds me a lot, very old school, like the energy of our ancestors. But Eva, look at her, how she's standing there. She represents the energy of deception, of caution. Let me see if the light doesn't hit it. There we go. Out of the jungle steps a woman, half of her body covered with exotic plants and flowers. A snake wiggles around her neck. See this, the animals. A snake in her neck. The woman represents herself like a sweet fruit to be picked. She offers excitement and novelty, but be careful. Her kiss could be as toxic as the bite of a snake. Like a deceitful friend or lover, be readable and trust your intuitions, how you feel about others. I feel like this is a message for many of you from your higher self saying, are you giving so much that you're forgetting to receive? Are you forgetting to trust deep down inside your intuition? Be careful. That's a card of caution. So for many of you, it's going to hit you differently. It's going to connect with you differently. And if it doesn't, then definitely that message is not for you. But there's something that your guides are saying pay attention to. The snake spirit animal also represents change, shedding of something that no longer serves us. The next card that you got is 51, to the moon and back. This is all about desires, wishes. Look at this woman sitting on a swing shaped like the moon. She gazes longly into the distance as if she would like to be somewhere else. Just thinking, doubting. Although her skirt is made out of feathers, she stays seated and does not fly away. This card speaks about strong desires. Sometimes we crave what we don't have. Instead of taking action, we remain passive and let our dreams fall unknown. Let the powerful magic of the moon reveal any unpredictable desires. Remember, the spirit, you can't make this up, the spirit animal lizard is all about dreaming big. And here she is in a swing, swinging. The moon represents our emotions, our feminine side. Whether you're masculine, we have both. But I feel like for many of you, it's also saying, let's step in more into your feminine side to honor your emotions, your true feelings, how you truly feel. Don't allow others to come and speak. Trust your journey. For many of you, your higher self, I feel like is just here to check in and say, we're going to get through this. Now, do you believe it? Do you trust me? Your higher self is also here to say in your love life, for many of you, you're needing to take a break and you need to focus on yourself. Your desire is within reach. Have faith. Everything is working out in your favor, how it needs to. Your inner child, for many of you, if you do have a child, you are their biggest role model. If you don't, your inner child, you're living for her. You're dreaming for her. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. I was seeing a butterfly and the butterfly's coming out there. I feel like for many of you, that's your guide saying from now until next year, springtime, you have a lot of change that you don't even see. So instead of focusing on right now what you don't have, your higher self is saying, hey, we have much more. Please don't give up. Many of you have been wanting to give up in life. Bottom of the deck, dietary change. Pay attention to what you intake physically, mentally, emotionally. Your body is a vessel. And if we don't honor your body, we're not honoring anything. Your higher self is also here to remind you, go outside more. Get out of your comfort zone. Summertime right now. As soon as I felt the energy of the summer card, feel whatever you need to feel. Don't run from it. You've got the power, your higher self is saying. You can do it. Many of you are in a period right now of growth. Okay. We can't do it all at once. As much as I know you want to, you can't. Your higher self is also here to remind you. You can't settle. Can't allow people just to come and tell you what they can offer you, because you can offer so much to them. It's time to really show up and love yourself. All right, option number 3. I'm going to end your reading with an affirmation card. Thank you for the energy exchange. When I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. When I introduce joy to a situation, I change. It's about I have the power to do it. And look at the moon following you again. Pay attention to your moon cycle. I feel like your body is also trying to connect with you on a deeper level. And your higher self is saying, connect with her. Connect with that version of you. Evolving, growing. It's okay. I'm also hearing her say it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show your emotions. Thank you for your energy exchange. Until next time, blessings.